Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 24 Summer Career Mode here with Crystal Palace. We're back today with episode 19 and we're going to be playing through part 1 of Sloggy's season today. Going to have probably around 8 or 9 games across 3 different competitions. So loads to come. Let's dive into the first one as we take on newly promoted Southampton at home at Selhurst Park, looking to continue our unbeaten start to the season. Come on, you Eagles. Well, Southampton, one of the newly promoted sides this season in this save and of course in real life, and they're a side that I've always had quite a lot of admiration for. I used to like watching them back in the day when they got promoted with Lallana and Ricky Lambert, Jose Font. That was a great time to watch Southampton, and they had a really good team back then, the likes of Morgan Schneiderlin, like proper streets players, of course. James Ward-Prowse, JWP, who's now moved on, of course, to West Ham and now out on loan at Forest. But yeah, I'll always have a bit of a soft spot for Southampton, so quite excited to see them in the Premier League in this save, and of course a potential team that we could use at the beginning of FC 25 now that they have been promoted to the top tier once again. It's actually quite a weak team they've got in this save. I'll be honest, it's not great. So definitely looking to continue our winning streak here as Cunha stings the gloves of Joe Lumley. Corners in towards Mateta. Good clearing header only as far as Kadioglu. Swings the cross in. Great ball. And Mateta's not going to miss from there. I said this Southampton side is pretty poor, and it's taken us just 22 minutes to open the scoring. Poor from Will Smallbone, too easy for Kadioglu, and the cross is inch perfect for Mateta, who does it again in the Premier League. First time Southampton have really been forward here. It's Will Smallbone. Back to Shea Charles on the edge, and Smallbone again lets fly, and Aaron Ramsdale gets behind it. He's had nothing to do all day long, but he's there when called upon. Corners swung in, and Gerhi does well to head clear, and that should do it for the first half. Well, not the greatest of games, that, especially in the second half, but we do grind it out for the narrow 1-0 victory. Not our greatest performance, but 3 points on the board nonetheless, and another clean sheet for Aaron Ramsdale, Tamori, and the rest of the boys at the back, so great to see. We'll move on. Not a particularly great game, but on to the next one. It's Borough in the EFL Cup third round. So lots of changes for this one as we actually host Middlesbrough at Selhurst Park rather than travelling to the lovely Riverside Stadium, which is of course in the game, so would have actually quite liked to have been drawn away. But yeah, plenty of changes, looking to progress to the fourth round against a championship side. Come on, you Eagles. Yeah, lots and lots of changes to the lineup for this one. We've obviously got a big squad for this season, so there will be lots of changes as Haji Wright is denied by Seni Dieng in the Middlesbrough goal. First chance for him this season, Haji Wright. I'm sure he will be looking for a goal or two, and he's got one straight away as well. Only taking him 5 minutes. He's quite unfortunate to be so far down the pecking order because he had a good return for us last year. But we've just got so many players ahead of him who also have a fantastic scoring record. But Haji Wright will get his chances in this competition, and he's taken one here with the opening goal. Underway in the second half here. Still we lead by just the one, that early goal from Haji Wright. And I'd really like a second just to put the game to bed, because I think if and when we get that second, it should be enough to see us through to the fourth round. But whilst we remain at 1-0, still every chance that Borough can get back into the game, and that's nicely worked, and Ballard got something on it, and Woodman turns it behind for the corner. Freuler, Raksaki, great ball down the line for Whittaker. He gets there, keeps it in, and still Whittaker, and Freuler for 2. It's a great strike. And Freuler gets his first of the campaign. I tell you what a signing this man has been. I absolutely love Freuler. Just gets through all the dirty work in the middle. Really, really solid player. And he doubles our lead here on the weaker left foot. That should be enough to send us through to the fourth round. Oh, what a run. What a brilliant run. Oh, what a brilliant goal. That's a great goal by Hop. Raksaki wins it back high up the pitch off the Aussie McGree, and Raksaki bursting into the area. And Hurst at the back stick. What a finish! And Zachary Hurst with his first in a Palace shirt. Product of the Crystal Palace Youth Academy has wrapped it up here with a sweet volley on the weaker left foot. Hughes. Oh my goodness, Will Hughes. Oh my God, so close to the halfway line goal. We've not seen an attempt in a video for some while. I think since Yulan Agarizabala scored from his own half in the Girona save, albeit with the keeper out of goal. But Will Hughes so close to catching the goalkeeper out there, and that's the one I've been trying since FC 24 began, without the keeper being miles out of his goal, catching him out from the halfway line, but off the crossbar from Will Hughes. But Crystal Palace do continue their winning streak and still unbeaten to kick off the campaign through to the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. Right then, before jumping into our next game, we'll find out who we'll face in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, where we will be taking on Southampton at home at Selhurst Park. Just beat them in the league, and we will now take them on at Selhurst Park once again in the Carabao Cup. But jumping into our next game, it's Brentford away at the G-Tech, who currently sit rock bottom of the Premier League. Just 1 win on the board and 12 conceded in their opening 6 games. Looking for another 3 points here to keep pace with West Ham, who still sit top of the tree with 6 wins from 6. Come on, you Eagles. So I've made a couple of changes heading into this one, mainly in defence, as we've got a big game in midweek against Barcelona in the Champions League. But this man, Mateta, still remains up front, and it's another goal in the Premier League for Jean-Philippe Mateta. He got 20 in Season 1, 21 last year, and he's already, I think, on 5 or 6 in this new Premier League campaign. It's been a fantastic start for the Frenchman, and he opens the scoring here at the G-Tech. It's Tarek Mitchell wearing the armband today with no Mark Gurhey, no Eze anymore. So Tarek Mitchell getting trusted with the armband. Homegrown academy graduate. And Lerma. Oh, what a ball. Mateus Cunha into Mateta. Oh, what a save. What a fantastic save. Ruslev comes inside. Skips away from a few. De Silva just fires it wide, and I think Ramsdale got a touch on it. He did. It's behind for a corner. Water nicks it back down the line to Cunha. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Brilliant pace from Mateus Cunha. Might need a teammate, or might just go it alone. Mateus Cunha, what a fantastic goal. He's not scored since he got a brace early on, I think in match day 2 or 3 of the season. But that is a brilliant individual goal from the Brazilian Mateus Cunha. Well, that is going to do it here at the G-Tech. Crystal Palace winning by 2-0. The second from Mateus Cunha with around 20 to go wrapped it up. And that's exactly what we wanted before heading into this huge clash in midweek against Barcelona in the Champions League. Our toughest opponent in the group. And despite only picking up a point on match day 1, I will certainly take a draw in this one again. So yes, jumping into match day 2 of the Champions League group stage, Barcelona absolutely demolished Wolfsburg on match day 1 of the competition. As I said at the end of that previous game, I would certainly take a point in this one against Barcelona, who I'm sure will be favourites to top the group. Come on, you Eagles. So, absolutely massive game here under the lights at Selhurst Park. I made quite a few changes with it coming in midweek, and we actually faced Manchester City on the weekend. So a really, really big game to come in the league this early on. So yeah, quite a few changes. Welcoming the Giants Barcelona to Selhurst Park. Would definitely take a point. But after dropping points in match day 1 against Slavia Prague, another defeat here will leave us in a tricky position in the remainder of the group. Aït-Nouri into Matheus Cunha. Former Wolves teammates linking up, and Aït-Nouri's gone again down the left. Cuts infield, looks for Matheus Cunha, who's going to get there. Cunha! What a fantastic little finish around ter Stegen. Huge goal at Selhurst Park. The two former Wolves men link up. It's a lovely ball through. Araujo can't get there. I think ter Stegen gets something on it, but can't keep it out. And Matheus Cunha bends us into the lead here at Selhurst Park. Jorginho with him. I see Nketiah through the middle. And Jorginho lets fly, and ter Stegen makes the stop. Well, 5 minutes before the break here, and we've been pretty comfortable, to be perfectly honest. Controlled the game. Ramsdale's had one save to make, which he made pretty comfortably. And other than that, not really too much to report on, as Matthias Soulé looks to bend one. And ter Stegen's been the busier of the two keepers so far. Soulé goes into the middle with the corner, and ter Stegen claims. Here's Lewandowski. Barcelona looking for a better performance in this second half. And Roque swings that cross in. It's dangerous. Kadioglu does really well. Oh, what a terrible pass from Jefferson Lerma. Puts his hand up in apology. But what is he thinking there? Plays it straight back into the path of Ferran Torres. It's a dangerous ball by Vitor Roque. Kadioglu does brilliantly, but as he's landing from his jump, Lerma plays it straight back into the path of Ferran Torres. Never going to miss from there. Barca back on level terms with an absolute gift. Jorginho through the gap into Cunha. Nice ball that. Nketiah gets away. Eddie Nketiah looked to bend one. Just got underneath it and sends it over the top, but that's really unlucky from our new number 9. And back to Gundogan. And Luis Diaz lets fly. And Ramsdale this time having to make the stop himself. Still deadlocked at 1-1. Both teams just trying to find that winning goal to give them all 3 points. There it is. And Crystal Palace do hold on to a credible point at home to Barcelona. I think if anyone said that in real life, you'd be a little bit amazed. But Crystal Palace holding on to the point. Ramsdale with a decent save towards the end. And it's a credible point as well. We were deserving of it. No wins so far in our Champions League campaign. 2 draws in our opening 2 games. So we remain undefeated. Shame that we didn't hold on for the victory, but we will have to take the point. And with the champions Manchester City coming to take us on at Selhurst Park next, good to keep the unbeaten start to the season going. West Ham currently 8 wins from 8 in the Premier League and 5 points clear of us, but a win here will see us close the gap to 2. Man City down in 5th with just 4 wins in their opening 7, looking to get their title defence back on track. Huge clash here at Selhurst Park. Come on, you Eagles. So yeah, huge clash here again. Every game feels like a big one at the moment, because we know the longer we can keep this unbeaten streak going, the better. We started really well last year, and then we sort of fell off a little bit, but yeah, if we want to pit Manchester City to the title, we're going to have to be pretty flawless. They won it in each of the last 7 seasons, if you include the real life winners. So yeah, they're looking for 7 on the bounce, which is just absolutely insane. It's Kadioglu getting away from him, sends it over the top for Soulé. Can he get there? He can. Brilliant from Matthias Soulé. Mateta with him. It's brilliant. Mateta, what a big save by Ederson. Eze gets away from William Pacho. Doku looked to skip past Kadioglu, but it's great defending by the Turk. Eze comes across and he beats him. Mateta back to Kadioglu, scored in the Europa League final, and he's hit the post here. Another huge game, and he couldn't quite get on the score sheet. Wharton. Space for Mitchell, and in the middle, I see him. Oh, he's put it wide. Jefferson Lerma. I thought it was Nketiah at the back post. That's the man I wanted it to fall to. Instead, it's Jefferson Lerma. He's got the whole goal to aim at, and he sends it wide of the post, and that will probably do it here at Selhurst Park. A credible point, but it could have been all 3 had that fallen to maybe someone else. than Jefferson Lerma. Well, a credible point that keeps us as one of only 2 unbeaten sides in the Premier League. West Ham still 4 clear at the top with 8 wins from 8. Most crucially though, 5 clear of Manchester City with just 4 wins in their opening 8 games. As we head through the October international break, we will travel to Turf Moor to take on Scott Parker's Burnley side, currently residing in the bottom 3 with just 1 win in their opening 8. Should be a banker this one, but we know that they are quite often the hardest to win. Come on, you Eagles. Yeah, with Wolfsburg to come in midweek in just a few days' time, they currently sit... Oh, Sule unlucky. They're currently sat bottom of our Champions League group. So should really be targeting 3 points in that one as Mateta from close range, and it's turned in by Chris Richards. Scored on matchday 38 of the Premier League last year and gets his first of the campaign here. But yeah, looking to just get a comfortable win here so that we can turn our focus to that big game in midweek. Perfect start as Chris Richards with the easiest goal he's ever going to score. Yeah, I had made a few changes for this game anyway, but I'd like that second goal just so that I can take off the few starters that I do have out there, as Mateta does well to hold on to that. Nuri keeps the ball in play, looking for a teammate on the edge, and finds Freuler, and now Lerma, and Lerma not getting closed down. His strike again tipped away by Muric. Couple of big saves from the Kosovans. Sule's corner, looking for Mateta, headed away only as far as Freuler, and now Lerma again on the weaker left, and again Muric is behind it. Third time he's denied the Colombian. Sule looking for Mateta in the middle, and there is our second goal. 10 minutes into the second half, Jean-Philippe Mateta with his 7th in 9 Premier League fixtures. He's on fire once again, looking to win the Golden Boot this season. He's had 20 in each of the previous 2 campaigns, but this time he wants that top marksman award. Jean-Philippe Mateta heads us into our 2-goal lead. Foster into Lopez. Strike comes in. Ramsdale, this time the man forced into the save. Shovels it behind for the corner. And that corner's into the near post. Freuler does well. That's a lovely little back... Oh my goodness. Back heel assist. And Ansgar Knauf absolutely rifles it into the top corner. No clean sheet for Ramsdale today. He is the leading clean sheet marksman in the Premier League, but he gets nowhere near that one. The assist, I think, from Maxime Esteve was unreal, and the finish, Ramsdale nowhere near it. Burnley back in the game at 2-1. Well, there is the whistle at Turf Moor, and Crystal Palace do manage to hold on. Burnley gave it a decent go towards the end and did get the consolation goal. No clean sheet for us today, but most importantly, Crystal Palace back to winning ways, and a win in the Premier League to close the gap to West Ham, the league leaders. Jean-Philippe Mateta with another goal, his 7th of the campaign, as he goes in hunt for the Golden Boot. Good win for the Eagles on the road, and our focus now turns to Wednesday night in the Champions League. And this game here will take us to the halfway stage of the group as we take on VfL Wolfsburg for the first time. They're currently pointless and sitting bottom of the group, but a lot can change in these Champions League group stage campaigns. Slavia Prague unbeaten with a win and a draw in their opening 2, so maybe they are the dark horses to watch out for. We're desperate for our first win in the competition to hopefully see us progress to the knockout stages. Big clash here as we take on Wolfsburg for the first time in the group. Come on, you Eagles. Baggioli into Martinez, into a familiar face in Levi Garcia. Back to the Spaniard Martinez. Couple of changes for us in defence today, with Mark Gurhey needing a rest and Aaron Ramsdale having to make the stop there, as Wolfsburg will have the corner. It's a free header, it's off the post, and Ramsdale claims the loose ball. Game's been quite edgy so far, as Wolfsburg captain Maxi Arnold brings it clear. What a servant he has been to the club, by the way, Maxi Arnold. Feels like he's been there for an absolute eternity. But yeah, still deadlocked at 0-0. Wolfsburg with the only real big chance of the game, and they might get another here. What a big save, Aaron Ramsdale. And Kadioglu will prevent the corner, but it's not a very good clearance. And so far, the two big chances of the half falling to the way of the away side, as Matheus Cunha looks to come down the other end. Matheus Cunha, that's nice. And Matheus Cunha still looking to bend one. It's a great effort. And it's a good save by, I think, Baumann in the Wolfsburg goal. As we see, Ramsdale got a touch on that earlier chance to deny Wolfsburg the opener. Dangerous ball, and Pacho and Cunha can't get there, as that will do it for the first half. Wolfsburg surviving a late little onslaught from Crystal Palace. Still deadlocked at 0-0, but chances at either end. Now Jorginho finds Nketiah, and Cunha again. And Nketiah on the move again. Oh, it's brilliant. Eddie Nketiah. Has he got the finish? Nketiah, it's wide. Oh, what a big opportunity. Raksaki off the bench, looking to inject a bit of pace. Still Raksaki. Oh, it's brilliant. Nketiah, surely! Well, I kept faith in him. I was thinking about bringing on Odsonne Edouard off the bench, but I thought, no, I'll stick with Eddie Nketiah. And my faith has been repaid there. Raksaki off the bench, just injecting a bit of pace right through the heart of the Wolfsburg defence. And he finds his teammate Eddie Nketiah, and Eddie the Eagle smashes it in past Baumann to give Crystal Palace the lead. And we look set for our first ever win in the Champions League. And that will do it for Crystal Palace. Our first win in the competition. And our first 3 points on the board in the Champions League. They come at Selhurst Park. That's going to be a big win in the complexion of the group. And Eddie Nketiah's goal means that Crystal Palace move to 5 points on the board in the Champions League after 3 games played. Puts us in very good stead heading into the second half of the campaign. And a big win thanks to Eddie the Eagle. Well, if you disregard the Super Cup right at the beginning of the season, Crystal Palace remaining unbeaten in all competitions. But it's West Ham still leading the way in the Premier League. 9 wins from 9. A fantastic run of form from Lopetegui's side. We're looking to keep pace with them here as we host Aston Villa at Selhurst Park. Tough game, but we also remain unbeaten with the best defence in the league. Tough game against Emery's side, looking to continue our fantastic start to the season. Come on, you Eagles. Yeah, just trying to keep clear of Manchester City for as long as we can. We know they'll be back at some point. They always make a run, and it's been a bit of a slow start as Mateta tests Martinez. Yeah, a bit of a slow start from Man City, but how many times have we seen that before? And they go on to win it with a fantastic run towards the end of the season. Dendonka into Morgan Rogers, runs into Kadioglu, didn't hold back on that tackle either. Pulls to Mateta, now Freuler. Freuler fires it into Wharton. Oh, lovely build up this from Palace. Mateta, still Mateta. Oh, I think it took a nick. Well, second half's underway here, and again, it's another really close and tightly contested game, as we saw in the previous one against Wolfsburg, but only the one real save of note as Mateta forcing Martinez into a save around the 20-minute mark. But yeah, both sides just sort of cancelling each other out for the time being as Watkins brings it forward, and that's really good defending from Fikayo Tomori. Even better to get the ball out of defence and find Wharton. Now it's Mateta. Back to Wharton and Mitchell. Round the corner. Lovely build-up. Matthias Soulé. Oh, what a strike. Matthias Soulé. We've been waiting for that this season. We saw it so often last campaign, just stepping in onto that left foot. And that is an absolute cracker from Matthias Soulé. Last chance for Villa this, and Decore gets a foot on it. Soulé will clear, and Crystal Palace hold on for the narrow 1-0 victory. Fantastic goal to separate the sides. Matthias Soulé with an absolute rocket into Emi Martinez's top corner. You can see the reaction there. Big win. And that means we remain undefeated in our opening 10 games in the Premier League. Looking to keep pace with West Ham and keep Manchester City at bay. It's been a fantastic opening quarter to the Premier League season. Right then, time for the Carabao Cup last 16, as we actually only entered the competition in the third round due to us playing in Europe this season. But taking on Southampton at home at Selhurst Park, as always, this is my lowest priority, so lots of changes and a few of the fringe players getting some game time. If we make it through to the quarterfinals, then fantastic. If not, then I won't be losing any sleep. Taking on Russell Martin's side, looking to progress to the final 8. Come on, you Eagles. Yeah, it is the lowest of my priorities here, as, oh, what a ball into Hadji Wright. The two former Coventry men linking up. I was just saying, it is my lowest priority, but the squad that we've built here at Palace is so good that even the kids and the Rezzies, there's still a really strong lineup out there. And Milan, free down the left, pulls it across into Hadji Wright. And our fourth choice striker, who's not bad himself, in the 4th minute fires us into the 1-goal lead. Looking to get a second to give us a better chance of progressing through as Hadji Wright. Oh my word. Well, I feel a bit sorry for Hadji Wright because he's become 4th choice striker here at Crystal Palace, but he's had a fantastic goal scoring record at the time that he's been at the club, and that is a fantastic little finish. It's so clever. As the keeper comes out, he just takes his time, sits him down and rolls it nonchalantly past Joe Lumley into the bottom corner. Hadji Wright with his second. Crystal Palace double up and look as if we are heading for the final 8 of the competition. Well, there is the whistle. A pretty comfortable win for Crystal Palace, in control since Hadji Wright's brace in the first half. And yeah, pretty comfortable passage through to the final 8 of the competition. Let's go and find out, as I believe all the ties should be finalised this week. Let's go and find out who it is we will face in the quarterfinals. So as we see, West Ham have finally lost the game in the Premier League away in the north to Newcastle. Let's find out who it is we will face. Oh, of course it's them. Of course it's them. Manchester City in the quarterfinals. I would expect our progress to end there in the final 8 of the competition. But as I say, we will close out today's episode with a trip to Brighton. Still the only unbeaten side in the league and the best defensive record as well, with just 3 goals conceded. Now just a point behind league leaders West Ham, and we could potentially overtake them here with a victory on the south coast. Come on, you Eagles. Soulé, Kadioglu on the overlap, and in behind, Kadioglu on a plate for Mateta, and it's wide. Well, the Premier League's top scorer, I think most people would have had money on him finishing that. Does just sit up before he goes to strike it, but sends it wide of Jason Steele's post, and that's a big opportunity. Corner for Brighton here. Still yet to really test Aaron Ramsdale. Gurhi gets something on that and flicks away. Tamori was dispossessed, but Tammy couldn't keep it. Matheus Cunha releases Soulé, who's away. Big opportunity this. Matthias Soulé into the middle for Mateta, and he's never going to miss that one. Third time's a charm for Jean-Philippe Mateta. Brilliant goal on the counter from Crystal Palace. Back to front in an instant. Tamori had it in his own penalty area. Cunha to Soulé. Soulé into the middle. And Mateta smashes it past Steele, who had absolutely no chance. Great control on the chest. And the volley on the weaker left foot. Crystal Palace lead as we look to close out the episode on top of the Premier League. That's a poor ball by Dunk. Straight to Mateta, and now Soulé skips away from Dunk. And Soulé finds Mateta for the second. It's a terrible giveaway from Brighton. Just after the first had gone in, practically straight from kickoff, Lewis Dunk with a terrible kick out. And with the attack that we've got, you cannot give the ball away there. It's Soulé to Mateta once more, and Crystal Palace lead by 2. Well, that is going to do it here at the Amex. Another win for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. And our unbeaten start to the season in all competitions continues. First derby of the season with Brighton, and it's Crystal Palace winning to make it back-to-back victories against our rivals. Jean-Philippe Mateta with both goals, assisted by Matthias Soulé, and another win on the board for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Alright then guys, that is where we will leave it for today's episode, with Crystal Palace jumping up to first in the Premier League, with West Ham being held to a 1-1 draw at home to Wolves. Arsenal and Man City making their way through the pack and up the table, just 5 points behind us. But it's been a fantastic start for the Eagles, but still a long way to go. We'll return in the next episode with part 2 of Sloggy season, where we will play through the second half of our Champions League group, where Slavia Prague, currently sitting top of the group with 2 wins and a draw in their opening 3 games, has blown the group wide open as we look to make it through to the knockout stages. I'll catch you for the next episode very soon, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and peace.